Welcome to episode 4 of the Efficient Rates podcast. I'm using the other one.
Said that.
I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to use it. It's fine. We're starting
No.
now,
All
or
right.
whatever. I don't know.
What are we talking about today, fellas?
I don't know, man. Like the blue leader wasn't revealed. Like, what do we even have anymore? Like, there's like
I think
nothing.
we're waiting till early August for that. What do we have?
Is it
Do you
early
wanna-
August?
Honestly, do you want to talk about the OP17 leaders again, or we have already done this to death?
Oh,
Lots has changed.
no. I'll be honest. I
but
think we should do some card reveals, maybe a little bit more, because there are a lot that we missed. I wouldn't be mad about
Yeah.
talking a bit more about some of those, but
I think
Um,
that just like the early summary before we get into it is very much that the black reveal since the last episode we've basically only gotten black reveals, and black Luffy is almost completely like a complete deck. Like if you're playing on the sim or on Project Raftel, like it's basically a complete deck.
Or,
It
sorry,
is
you missed the one
pretty
in
much
very
the way.
important place that you can
missed my
play.
favorite one.
You missed
actually.
OPTCG AI Rush Slop, my favorite.
Dude, the cards work and it's a cool new like.
No,
it's
no, they
sun-
don't. They kind of do. They almost do.
They
Most of them
don't.
do.
They
Give
work.
support, bring support.
Dude,
No, at the very least
how
though,
would
that guy
you feel?
is always
That's
active. But I mean, he is
Yeah. He's
a
not-
very,
listen,
very extensive AI
how would
user.
you feel
But
about a card getting revealed and it's out and playable like 3 hours later?
They have that on Raftel, but
yeah, I don't
But
know.
what about on your
did
phone?
I voice cut?
What about on your phone? Downloadable.
I can't
Sorry.
talk. I can't talk anymore. I can't talk anymore.
You can't talk anymore? You can't talk anymore?
It's fine. It's fine. You guys be
Thank you,
yourself.
Matt.
You're welcome. Anyways, how do you feel about this Charlotte Chiffin? How's
I think it's actually it's
it's
really
actually
proved
so
itself, the meta.
it's peak, right? It's peak.
Yeah,
No, it's really where we ended off actually last time. I think we went to death on like putting Brooke is insane. Who's Who is a really good OP17 card. Probably could have been printed in OP18.
I think
because
the
like, it's pretty
Sanji,
real.
new Sanji's
Stop.
absurd.
New Sanji. It's okay.
Not Sanji. Sorry, I meant Zoro. Sorry, new Zoro. is
Oh,
kinda
sorry.
juice.
I thought you were doing a bit on the Anupe, but yeah.
New
yeah.
Zoro is definitely the solution for the Vista like Red Ace matchup.
You know, it's so
Like-
good they'll never need another solution.
Oh, I didn't even realize this was a 2K.
Yeah, no,
Holy
I read this
moly.
card
Yeah,
just before, and it's 2K, not locked to any other like leader at all. It's not locked to leader. It's not locked to characters. It's just if one of your characters will be removed, put 3 cards from your trash bottom of your deck. Like this is an instant 2K stable.
And it's a 2 for 5. Still.
In Blaffy it is, but obviously I think in
Okay,
most decks, if you're
but,
playing
like,
it in
that's
other
where
decks
it's at,
though,
Oh wait, yeah, this is not locked in any way. Holy,
Yep.
what the hell is going on with this?
isn't it crazy?
Yep.
I mean, this is like
probably-
super playable in Brook too, right? For sure.
So you know what's
Like
funny,
this is
Matt?
the
Oh, yeah.
also it's not
Oh,
once
yeah.
per turn. It's not once per turn, so Brook can just spam this and not have to or not
Matt,
spam it,
you know
but
how
they
playable
spam the
this
effect.
is in my BY Moria Nightmare Luffy build because it actually is a 5K.
Oh, you get it off stage. Oh.
No. Stop sounding stupid so that I sound stupid by proxy. It works because I have Nightmare Luffy and I have a full trash of cards.
I mean, yeah, no, it's good.
That's
Like, it's-
awesome.
But like, I feel like there's better decks for like this to kind of.
But this is a great upgrade.
No, it's a good card for it. Yeah, sorry, it's a good. I'm not. I shouldn't be.
I think
shitting on
it's
it.
like an objectively terrible card, man. You guys are so bad at the game. Holy. No, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I can't with this guy.
Absolute silence. Absolute
Yeah, I'm
silence.
just gonna like stupidity.
Crickets in the call.
Crickets in your fucking head.
This might be the greatest episode of the podcast. It's only been like less than like 5 minutes. Jesus Christ.
Ready for the next 2
Doesn't
hours.
give much- Oh my god, I'm not prepared. All right. I'm trying to think where we left off last time. Did we talk about the smoothie?
I believe we did.
There's a smoothie.
Yeah.
Yo, we can't go like 5 seconds.
If it had been that locked on the Cardinals, when
Yo,
the
can-
hell was
can
there
you-
a smoothie?
Okay, can you lock in?
Okay, fine. Let me read the smoothie. This seems pretty good. That's my consensus. This seems pretty strong.
Oh my god, I can't believe we're going over smoothie for another episode.
I'm sorry.
I think
It's not really good from last
sorry.
episode.
I think we got to Gerd. I don't think we talked about Dory very much, but I don't know if I really care. This
Story
story
is
it's
official,
good.
man. It's fine.
It's
Uh,
good, I guess.
Anyways, welcome to the episode 4 of the Efficient Rates podcast.
You said that already.
I have a feeling
I feel like legitimately I might be cutting out most of the preamble.
Just What if you left it in?
It was so, you put it at the end. Honestly, I
This is
might
the
put that at
least
the end.
organized- This is the least organized
I
episode
know.
by far.
I will say I did want to have a starting point that I want to ask you as a question, like a real quick question, to start off the
Sure.
podcast.
Sure.
Before we get into like some extra card reveals, maybe. And this comes down to more, what is your most controversial or hot take opinion on the One Piece card game? That was one I was thinking about yesterday, and I was like, huh. I've seen a lot of shit on Twitter that was just like, what are we talking about? And I kind of want to hear your guys' opinion on just, anything, honestly. Whatever's your most unhinged take that you think would make people upset, or not even upset, but just like people might disagree with you.
That's actually a really good question.
It's a good question.
I don't really have any
Like-
super unhinged takes, I don't think.
I was
It's like
thinking
fun.
yesterday, like, man, I can't tell. Because I'm thinking of things like, maybe this thing. No, I think a lot of people actually believe this. And it's like, I don't think there's like that many, but there is one I have that I think would be.
Do you want to start us off?
Yeah, you know what? We'll start it
Hey.
off. We'll start it off right now, which is I think that you could probably, at this point, unban every single card on the ban list besides Blue Nami. And I think that would be, I think the game would be fine.
Blue Nami.
I think you could legitimately unban every other card from that, and you'd be fine.
What's on it right now? Moby Dick, Ennie's Lobby.
No. That's off now.
Well, Moby's Dicks would be rotated.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
There's actually not a lot more. There's not actually a lot on the ban list that is like.
It's like Gecko Moria. Ice Age is
Okay, that's
rotated.
Gecko Moria is so fine to come back, and if you think it's not, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, but you're kind of traumatized.
Is it
Like,
Gecko?
cards fine.
Would you do like pair bans? Like, would you undo?
No.
The pair ban?
So you know what? I would, instead of doing the recourse or pair ban, I would just ban Barcelona.
Sure.
That's like the side thing.
Yeah,
It's like
ban
I just ban
Barcelona
Barcelona by
by
itself. I think the pair ban is like a thing of like bring back obviously that card, but just it won't do anything though. Is the problem?
I feel as though like Bandai just really wanted to push yellow as far as they possibly could have pushed it. And I think the most obvious example of that was not like actually banning Borsellino.
But you know why that happened though, right?
Because it was new.
Yeah, it was.
It was
It's the new
new,
effect, right? It's the new effect of we can't actually. This is a problem combo that we have seen, and they've pair banned in the past to try to get around a lot of other card games problems. Like Yu-Gi-Oh is one where for the longest times they'll keep things legal if it wasn't like so old by that point already. That again, if it was released like immediately and it's a problem for the game, they won't ban it to sell sets, right? They need to sell sets, so they don't ban like the problem cards until again. Usually they get power creeped out already, and at that point they get banned outright. Snake Eyes is a huge one. Will, if you know that at all.
I
Snake
do.
Eyes. Snake Eyes was in the game for a fairly long playable time, and the moment it completely fell off of the meta, they banned basically everything off of it. So it was already like unplayable at that point, and they made it even more unplayable when it was actually okay for the game. And that's I think what just kind of what card games do, right? Card games are forced to sell sets because obviously margins are like the most important part for the business people there, but that's just you can't play this game, right? And ban cards that are in the new set immediately. I think it's only happened like I can say in Yu-Gi-Oh once. I think with Cyberstein, that was one like basically emergency immediately, but that's like a common card too. I think, and then there's a very low rarity cards that didn't actually matter as much. But yeah, I mean, Borson was a super rare with an alt art. If they ban that outright, it's like, well, what do we actually do with this stuff, guys? What are we supposed to do? And yeah, I mean, it was a fine way of doing it. I think compared to most card games, it was one of the better ways they could have done it. But I think Porcelino is a card that I think by itself should be banned outright.
It definitely gives me that feeling of like you cannot make yellow leaders too good because Borsellino is so efficient, and I get a similar feeling from the Nami as well. It's just like the cards that are in the and like honestly like the filler bar package as a whole partially is just like everything is so efficient. Dude, and also just a little bit card reveals for Linlin that we might get into because there's a couple, I think like one or two since the last time we talked about card reveals, and like these cards are fine, but I don't think they're going to beat like Linlin doing thriller bark package is what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I just think it's a rough one though.
I just got a post about like we need a ban list, and it's like it's highlighting Mamaragan, not the Nami leader, and Galdino.
Ooh,
I still don't think no.
I
Nami,
think so.
I think I'm on a whole thing about Nami just does not need to be banned, and I don't think it needs to be banned. I think it is just legitimately Porcelino is annoying, and this is a format that currently is very good for Nami. And I think honestly, after 17, we're gonna see a complete shift of Nami being in the meta. Like, if you're gonna see a yellow leader, I'm assuming it's gonna be Linlin. I don't think Nami will be the one to maintain this type of playability at this point.
I
I
actually
agree.
have thought of the thing that I want to say. I don't know if it's really that controversial or anything, but
Hmm.
it's I mean, it's my take. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people's take, but like holy moly, they need to change the overtime rules. There's been a lot of talk about it recently
True.
on my feeds. Like, oh
Mhm.
my god.
Because
Um,
it's life cards, guys on board, and then cards in hand or something. Is that what it is?
so do you want me to give you the full rundown before I get into it just quickly? It's a
Yeah,
quick
go ahead.
rundown.
Yeah.
Is 30 minutes for both players. So it's complete. Its time is elapsed.
Like a chess clock.
Nope, no chess clock. It is just 30 minutes for both players. Like, I mean, well, when you go to locals, like,
Right. Oh, the climb, the
it's
timer on the
just
wall.
that is actually tournament. Like, that's tournament rules. Like, the timer on the wall is how it's played, and it's 30 minutes for both players. And then you get to when the timer runs out, it's 2 turns for each player, counting the turn that is being played currently when the timer switches, or 5 minutes more, whichever comes first. And to start, like let me be very, very clear, is in these very drawn out, complicated board states, it's always the 5 minutes. One
Right.
turn is going to take 3 minutes, even if they're not slow playing, just because the turn is difficult. There's a lot of things to think about. You're in this position because the board state is heavily developed, lots of defensive play, right? Like, that's why you're there.
And if you're against most decks like this, it's going to be. I think most times I've seen it, it was yellow. The earliest version I think of overtime I've seen in the card game, at least at locals, was Vegapunk players being just super
Yeah.
defensive with life, and
Yeah.
that was huge. That was a big one that like I always saw. It was I ACOS Katakuri'd, what is it, life, one of my shockers or something, or
Relife
whatever it
shock.
was. Yeah,
Yeah.
real life shocker, real life whatever. And
It's funny
Jesus Christ,
because
yeah.
like you'd think that like control decks would find themselves in this position fairly often, but I find that control decks often make the decisive blow before it gets to this point.
Mhm.
But it's the deck that really get into this is yellow, right? And um the issue that I have with it is obviously that, as you said, it's life. Once the 5 minutes or the 2 turns per player ends, it's counts by life, then deck count, then characters on board. I
I think
think,
that's what it is. Yeah.
but you're never gonna get there. Obviously, deck count is going to decide it. It's going to be life and then deck count, like basically every game, right? Like,
But I feel like now it's just life count, right? Because yellow just goes. They just save 2
That's life
Bortolino's
count.
for it.
And I think part of my hot take is that people, they think about this and they talk about it and they debate it. It's like, oh well, these rules should be changed, and they obviously should. But they say, oh, it's never happening at like the locals level. This happens all the time. To like yellow decks going into overtime and winning by decision happens all the time at my locals. Like
I mean,
all the
yeah,
time.
this
And I know the players. I like those guys. They're not doing it on purpose, these guys. But in obviously like tournament competitive play, they're doing it to you on purpose. You and Nami players are playing double Borsellino,
What?
like they're taking damage and playing double Borsellino.
That's
They do
never
it to you
happened.
on
People don't
purpose.
slow play in official. What? There's no way.
Yeah,
I can't
I
believe
also
you.
was thinking about this because I watched a tournament where slow play. Because
Yeah.
it was, I don't remember which tournament it was. It was like it was the French one. It was like Toulouse regionals. Was like in Top Cut, it was like 60 minutes total timer, best of 3, which is like equivalent to 20 minutes per match. And what happened was the players, like one of the players that I was a P&L player, like slow played and put this goofy player into a time checkmate that he couldn't do anything about, because you know why? They slow play the first 2 matches. Goofy starts the game with 4 life. Enel starts the game with 5 life.
Oh my
The timer
god,
ran out in the first 2 turns.
that's insane.
So he
That's
just the NL player just, like, the Goofy player just scooped. He wasn't allowed to play. He wasn't allowed to win that last match.
why don't they just do a chess clock and then if your timer runs out,
Well, I
like
mean, the traditional argument is that tournament organizers can't be held responsible for buying like 900 chess clocks for a regional event. But like, I mean,
I
there's so
mean,
many
we've.
workarounds. This is
Yeah.
Why
like
can't
plot holes. This is like plot hole McGee.
I'm still on. There is like a really good like idea for the phone chess clock. I don't hate that either, but like I think more if you want to have a chess clock, I think it should just be in overtime. Like if you
Yeah.
were allowed to give what is it 30-minute overtime or what's the overtime for the rules there? Like they have like a
It's
time for
5
that
minutes. It's 5
5
minutes
minutes.
overtime.
total.
It's 5 minutes total, yeah, for both players. Same as the
Ooh.
first clock.
Oh, for both. Oh, yeah. Sorry. If you give like again, if you're okay with like the 10 minutes happening for overtime, just give both players 5 minutes. Say you play your turn, yeah, and you both should be going as quickly as you possibly can. Again, that's how if you're
But
in the
like,
situation,
there's
that's
so
how it
many
should be.
people
Or
who
you
just
could give
like
it like
make
3-minute chess
decisions.
clock.
But like, there's people who like will hold up a card that's obviously they should be playing, and then one that they can play, but it's just worse, and be like, oh, I just don't know. Like,
But if that happens in
there's no
chess
way to
clock, though,
gauge
it's like
if
that's their
someone's
own
being
problem, though,
genuine.
right? It's if you are waiting at
Yeah,
your
but
own
that's what I mean. Like,
time.
you basically have to do a chess. It's like the only way. Like,
Yeah.
because you look at the Sim, and I mean, I know you guys hate it, but OPTCG Rush, like the mobile one, they all use the chess clock system. They all have your own personal timer,
I will note,
right?
Project Reptile also does it, and one thing I
Okay.
noticed is because I was getting AFK, like sort of like the wait tech online because
Yeah.
people just really want to desperately win all their matches for some reason on casual
Or they're
queue
mad and they just want
is
to.
similar to Arena. If you are literally not clicking anything, it puts a second timer that's like 30 seconds, and then you lose.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you're like literally not touching the screen, it it punishes you.
Yeah. I think it's for most clients now. Like I know Master Duel has this too. And a couple of the
Yep.
arena as well.
They can't
Obviously.
obviously do this in the tournament, but there's no reason to, right? Like,
Yeah. No,
but
but
I think
for
the only real, in my mind, argument versus chess clocks until like it gets to like Top Cut is just like when you attack a player or character, you would have to switch the clock to your opponent every time an interaction like that occurs, because it's then their decision to do something, right?
That's
yeah,
true.
but I'm okay with that though. I feel like it's fine. Like
Yeah,
I'm
it's
fine with
fine. It's
I,
just a
I don't
little
think
bit
it's
of
a big deal because I feel like most people aren't really hitting overtime most
I
times
think
anyways, right?
I think it's less of a big deal than where it's gone to the point where like if you watch a yellow player play in a tournament, it's literally just like they'll take like every single time they get attacked, they'll take way longer than any other player would because they want to keep the timeout win in their back pocket, basically.
I do want to say though, right? It's like as soon as the clock hits 0, that person loses. That's the idea behind this, then, right?
or
Unless
somehow like that.
there's a
If it
winner,
was chess
whoever hits
clock,
0.
yeah.
Yeah, if it's just clock, it's gonna be if you hit 0, you lose.
Or
If
like you
your
get that
opponent,
last turn or something.
no,
Like
no,
you
no,
get
I
that
don't think you should
final
get
turn.
last turn. I think it's just like you hit 0,
No?
you lose the game. Yeah, if you
But I
don't
mean,
have
like
it.
if you're scared that like matches would be too long and then the chess clock would be unfairly beating play like eliminating players that are in winning positions, you can just make it so that the chess clock is like if you make a move, you gain 5 seconds or something, just like the way that some chess tournaments are played. So that like you can even if you have little time, you always have some time to make plays.
Yeah,
Or like
Um,
that Master Duel
but you
one
have
where
to
you
use your
get like
time
the big
wisely,
time.
otherwise
you
you
get
will
like 30
lose.
seconds back. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
otherwise
could
you're
do
going
that.
to be
Sure, I'd be fine with
crunched,
that.
right?
Yeah, like on the 1 second
So,
mark. Yeah. So it's like within like 1 second, you'll have like 5 to actually like put your
but
cards
also
down and look at them and make a play. Yeah.
it's not even just like timeout wins and life gain. I also just like the criteria is just terrible. Why is deck out the second like deck count the second criteria? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like
The point is to try and find who's winning, right? The most accurately.
Should be cards in
And
hand.
it just does not do this at all. And I think life obviously is the most intuitive indicator of who's winning, but it's not always the case. It's not always the case.
Yeah.
Like Linland player can have a billion life and the game is foregone and they cannot win, right?
Yeah.
But they would win if the timeout would
I'm
right?
not sure about like can't win, but usually it's like at a
like
point where like if you
everybody.
have 0 cards on board, like or 0 characters on board, 0 hand size, it's like, well, what are
You
you
guys
actually
have
doing, right?
certainly seen positions where the yellow player has like 7 life, but you beat them,
Yeah,
right?
no, for
Well, I
sure,
mean,
for sure.
I'm sure
you
you have.
tested this personally, Matt, right? You were playing King, I was playing Vegapunk. I healed up to like 8, and then
You sold
you
the
beat
game,
me.
yeah. I had like what 2 jacks in the field, and
I
it's
would
like
say I
kid, you should have.
sold. I just didn't see what you were doing, but yeah, I sold.
I didn't say you sold. What?
Get trolled, get trolled.
Did you not just
I
say
think
I
he said
sold the game?
stalled.
No,
I think he
no.
said stalled.
Oh, I thought you said yeah, you sold.
Well, he did,
I I don't know. Am I? That was the first thing you thought. Wow, that's crazy, man.
but not just TLDR. Not a very controversial take, but it's got to go.
Yeah.
It's like soon, please, because this happens. This happens to me. I've won on time by accident before because my opponent was taking newer player was taking a long time, and then they went on timeout. 30 minutes is pretty like especially with newer players, it can be short, but like
Mhm.
it's such a convoluted ruling. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, some people like you talk about yellow being buffed by these rules. We also can talk about how black is debuffed because if a yellow player or like a blue player and a
Brooke.
black player have the same amount of life, the black player will always lose. no matter what.
Sorry,
pretty
is it
much.
not
Just
characters on board first though? It's like is it not
nope,
life then
it's deck.
characters?
It's deck.
Is deck
No,
first?
it's life
There's
and
no
deck.
way.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
life and
dumb.
deck. Can you
Stupid.
believe that?
I can't.
Can you believe that?
Oh
But
man.
Brick player is never
No
winning
sense.
on timeout, basically, right?
Nope.
That's right. I mean, neither is like Croc or Emu or like
So
Yamato. I think any deck that has mill searchers rather than
Mm-hmm.
deck bottom searchers, you
No,
lose
but
on timeout.
I will say I think the hot take here though is just like having chess clocks. I think implemented into the game is a bit more of a hot take, but
I think
Maybe the
overall,
hot, maybe the hot
it's
take is that
hotter.
It's way easier to implement than people are giving it credit for.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
that's
I
about
mean,
correct. Yeah.
they did it in chess.
Yeah, but I think chess is a bit easier. I think having cards in hand is like a little bit harder to go up and down between. You know what I mean? It's like holding it in hand and pressing the timer.
I don't know.
Maybe a bit more of an issue,
But
but
there's a whole
I
rule
don't think
with
again. I think overtime is a
where you have to press it with a different hand, then you move the piece. They're the same hand, but then the hand you move the piece with. So it's like when you attack or pass turn, just
Yeah.
say like pass, click, attack, click.
no. I still
Like,
think it's good. I still think it's a viable option. I think chess clocks are definitely the way that this game should go if they want to make overtime rules a little bit more
Yeah.
viable.
The only
I
thing,
mean-
like, even if the overtime rules still end up being wonky, just implementing chess clocks means you cannot win by stalling. Like
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
playing for time.
sure.
We can't do it anymore. And that's all we need. That's all we need.
Yeah.
Everything else can stay.
And I still like the idea of like, yeah, you get like what, maybe a couple extra, or you have like your own phone, right? It's like, hey, I'll have the phone timer or whatever, and you pull
Yeah,
it out.
because like
and-
they can like I heard that they could just like install it as like a little side function of Bandai TCG Plus app.
Oh, for sure,
True,
yeah.
so-
And so now you're obligated to have it and have access to it. And then
Yeah.
tournament
Right.
organizers don't have to pay $1 billion for chess clocks, which are not really
That's
that
an even
expensive.
better idea.
No, but
So really no reason to implement it.
yeah.
Or
Will,
no reason not to.
Yeah.
you got anything on this?
Dude, I did. I low-key, like, just give me a sec. I had a whole thing.
Take your time, man. You're good.
And then I was like, dude, then I realized how much I hate the current rules for timeout. Actually, I did have an anecdote, I guess, about the timeout thing. Not
Yeah,
as much
sure.
of a hot take, my reason for hating it as much as I do. I had gotten a friend into the One Piece card game by just playing against me and the decks that I have, and eventually, this is kind of when the deck actually looked kind of decent. Was blue, the old blue buggy. And so she brings it to locals, and her first round was just a good, honest loss, and then she got a bye, and then her last round, this was only a 3-rounder, her last round was against a Nami player who, I think the final, like, life total, like, thing, it was, like, it goes to timeout, because obviously the yellow player stalled, surprise. He plays, like, Borsalino into something, I think it was Borsalino Zoro or something. Anyway, yeah, she just healed twice, like, I think it was Bors Zoro, then Dawn on lead. Heal twice, win, and it was like that's so, like because I've been hit by it plenty of times, but it's like for the first time you go out, like you don't even get a good honest shot, like you're just fighting this nonsense,
Yeah.
and I felt really bad, So it's like it's not conducive to newer players wanting to play this game, and yeah, I have no respect for the people who do this intentionally.
Yeah.
That's
Yellow's
my
so
hot
fun,
take, I
man.
guess.
I think this is more of a kind of announcement to people that yellow is just not
Yeah,
fun to play
stop
against.
doing
I
this.
guess
Yeah,
don't play
yellow-
yellow. Just don't play yellow.
But you know what I did hear though is some people talking about like you guys everybody's complaining about yellow, but when Green Shanks and Green Mihawk are tier 1, you're gonna like the game even less. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
like
I've
playing
fought
against
Shanks.
but I would rather play against Shanks than Lin.
Yeah, no, Shanks is annoying. I've fought plenty of Shankses now on OPTCG Rush. And when your biggest guy attacks, it just doesn't really get to attack again. It's annoying, very annoying, but like it's not unwinnable. It doesn't feel like you're up against a monolith. It's just like, nah, dang it. But then against yellow, it's like, well, now I'm only a couple turns away from closing out, and then they heal twice, and you're like, okay, cool. And then also they develop when they do this,
Yeah.
So it's like,
Still
it
hit the
just
Shanks
sucks.
though. Still hit the Shanks. I don't. Not a fan.
Hmm?
Not a fan.
No,
of
Yeah,
Shanks-
I'm not a fan of I'm not a fan of the some of
Little
the
bit.
card designs that are coming out for this
Yeah,
Shanks.
No,
it's
deck.
I'm
too
not happy
efficient.
about Shanks either, but I'd rather fight 10 Shankses than 3 yellow stall.
Why?
I think this is a good
Why is two
segment to
held
get
up?
into card reveals because we
Hey,
haven't talked
probably,
about like
yeah.
the Beckman, which
Oh,
is I think is
Uh,
like since the 10 cost Shanks is like the main offender.
I saw it. I haven't given a good read.
You haven't read this card? Oh my days!
I guess we'll do this live. Screw it, we'll do it live. Rush character type. If your leader has the red-haired pirates type, draw one card and then rest up to. Oh lord,
Why does this draw a card, man?
why does it draw? Why does it rest 2 guys?
Why does it have character rush?
Why is it a 7 for 9?
I don't know.
Why is it
This could have been a
green?
7 for 7.
That's
Why
what,
is it green?
that's what both me and Matt said was 7 for 7 with counter, and I think this card's a little bit more balanced. It could even be a 7 for 8 for God's sake, but 7 for 9 is crazy.
I'm honestly like fine with 7 for 9 if it didn't draw a card. I just hate how it draws a
Yeah.
Yeah,
card.
no, me too. I think they have to
legitimately.
pick. They have to pick genuinely with this card.
With
So-
Shanks
so
though,
green-
with green Shanks, you shouldn't have to.
Oh,
Why have
no,
any
but-
options? Why make it?
And then-
Why
and
does
then you-
why trash one card? Why trash one card, man? For leader effect. Why
Sorry.
trash one
So
card?
in green Shanks, they play this, rest 2 guys, then they redraw. This Ben Beckman will hit one of the rested guys, probably kill it, and then leader effect frees the other one.
Yeah, and then it gives you the card to do leader effect, which isn't.
Yeah,
like,
it gives you the
obviously
card.
You still give up the card, but because you draw the card and then you get to decide whether or not you can use a Dawn or not, like because you don't
Mhm.
use the board state. Could be 8 Dawn, could be 5-cost Smoker on board.
Yeah.
Like you sometimes get away to just keep the card, but then if you really need to use it, you can also just use the card that it gives you.
God, this is annoying.
And then meanwhile, just as the resident red Whitebeard Pirates player, like this Odin genuinely, I think at this point in the game, we've seen this card effect like 100 times. Just like a 7 for 8 playing a second guy. For the love of God, this could have draw on it. And maybe I'm speaking too soon, but like maybe there's a 6K that's like Cavendish or something, and then I'm like, okay, never mind. Like, don't listen to me at all. But if this is only gonna play Marco, this probably should say draw a card.
It's Marco or it's
Like,
Ace.
I
It's
mean,
a couple things,
It's
but
funny
yeah,
that they
and it's
put them
overall.
next to each other, like on the card reveals, because it's like, here's a 7 for 8 that does something we've seen before, and here's a 7 for 9 that does something completely insane. It's like they're just showing, hey, look, red is the worst. They're like, they're pointing and laughing.
Maybe this was better with like a 6 for 7 instead. Like you make it kind of more like law in a way, right? Because like, I think the biggest problem is like you look at like cards like the green 6-cost law, and that card just says, yeah, I'll play a 5-cost, which honestly I think is about the same as like a 6,000 power character in red at least.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Where the actual utility of the card you play off this card is probably probably the same as what you play off the law. And law is like 1 turn or like a Dawn earlier, right? So you'll have to play
Law
the
also
same
is
more.
Law is an
People also forget-
insanely good card, by the
Law
way.
also-
Like,
And so is the
also
Mihawk
let-
too. But think of both. Green gets
Law is
both.
a flicker,
You play
right?
both.
Like in
Which is
Green
better.
Zoro in the heyday, right?
Most times it's better, by the
You-
way.
Zoro-
Most times like the bounce back is like better for what your game plan is doing half the time, right?
it almost always
So it's like
is.
an upside. So the Odin is in a weird way like the 7 for 8 is like it's too much. This should have been a 6-cost. Lufitaro is a good card still, but I do agree now that like
Power
purple
crept
just
out of
plays to
existence.
it. Yeah, it's power grab too. But like also
But
I
purple
think the
also
issue with
plays
that is that you're not playing anything off that though, is the problem with that now, right? Is that there aren't any good cards or decks that are playing that or can play that. That makes
Can you
sense.
play Lufitaro? Can you play Lufitaro off of it or no?
You play Lufitaro off
Or
of
sorry,
Lufitaro?
no, sorry, I meant Beer Luffy. I don't know why I said Lufitaro.
No, right?
No, it's
It's not
6K power. Isn't it 6K
Oh, it's
power? Is
power
it
lock.
No, I think it's a 5-cost.
No, it
Five
might be
cost?
5.
No, it's
You're
a
right. I think
5-cost, yeah, because it plays Sanji Pudding. That was the big one. It was a Sanji Pudding stuff.
Right.
Back when
And,
GP was against
I mean,
Red.
could
That
you
was
do
the
like
beta.
Lufitaro play Pyrodocking, play Chopper?
I
Is that
believe
like a
so.
purple
Unless it's purple locked. It might be purple locked.
Oh,
It
this
is purple locked.
locked.
Holy moly, it is.
Is it
purple
actually?
locked.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
That's the problem though, right? It's like when Straw Hat or Pea Hat Cringe was at its strongest, right? That was the like this card was great. I miss Pea Hat Cringe in a way. It's
Yeah,
just
but, like,
bad.
I
Not
think
really.
there
Don't
was
miss
a
it. But
lot. It was a lot to do with the surrounding for Lufitaro. Like you could take second and then ramp into Lufitaro, and so it's like you effectively had it faster than like what Whitebeard could play the Odin with, and then the cards were better. Like your worst hit was Zorojiro, pretty much, which was just a search. We have this in the 5-cost Ace in terms of the Odin. But they also had Songoro, which is basically the card I'm just begging they give us.
again, I
To
think
just draw one when attacking. Like,
I think
that's
why
all,
I'm
literally all I
as
want.
a little bit more like weird on this is because I think in GP it was played in a way just to counter because you wanted the board presence version of it, right? Like GP wasn't ramping to this. GP was not ramping to this card. It was purely playing Lufitaro to get around red control at that point, which is a very different use case than it was used in the past, or like by P Luffy at the time, or even by BP. I think BP was still playing Songoro at the time. Were they playing Songoro at all? I actually don't know if they were. What was BP getting
Black
off of this? I think
Purple?
they were playing Luftara though, right? I think they were.
No, Black Purple wasn't really a Luffy Taro deck.
Maybe not.
As far
Yeah.
as I remember.
What was playing Luffy more? It was I know it was P Luffy. Obviously, GB was playing it for a bit during I think OP11 when that was happening.
P hat cringe. That was a good time. It's a good time.
It was funny to make fun of it, but I mean now look at it now. There's not really any good purple straw hat decks currently, except Blurple. But Blurple isn't really even like a B hat cringe deck. It's just it plays Gundam Giant. That's about it, honestly, comparatively, right?
Giant, what a card. Odin is very. It's okay. It's certainly a card you're playing, but it's very middling in comparison to every other card that you're looking at in terms of reveals. And I'm just not entirely sure what Bandai is scared of. Maybe there's coming out with some heat and it's under the radar right now, but it feels like they're designing very scared. Like
Yeah, like they're making this like a standard thing of like, oh, this is like what we've done before. Like, why change it? And I mean, it's a little bit of a problem. If they
He's
ever
always
do
very
make,
good.
I still hope they make like a 7 cost, 6,000 power character to make it like be able to get cheated out. I guess would be kind of neat, but you
Yeah.
never
Wait, what?
know. I don't know. Like, what else you have? The Newgate. You can play the 8 cost red Newgate. I think that's the 6,000 power, right? That's one you can play technically, I guess.
What the one from? Oh my god, the
Yeah, the
one
shitty
from.
one.
Holy moly!
Sorry, which 8 cost red Newgate? Like the one that gives you a double attack?
No.
Oh,
All of your
I'll
characters with
post
a
in
base
chat.
power of 6,000 gain plus 1,000 power. It's like a Star
Oh,
Deck
wait,
30.
when did this come out?
This was
Start
for
start
Stark 30, yeah. It was a
Yeah.
Which
card that
one,
like
30?
it's a common. It's like no one played it. It's just bad. It's not good.
Is this Red Luffy? Was that Red Luffy? Is that
It's
Stark
red,
30?
Luffy Ace.
red, green, yeah, Luffy Ace.
Oh. Oh, is one where if you have a card that has more than 6k base power, your leader gets weakened or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was that deck good?
it's fine.
It was
It has really bad matchups
middling.
into the current meta, but it's actually like if you're not playing current meta and you played against it, it's pretty good. It's fine.
Okay.
It actually has some things going for it, but you're just not beating a lot of the current meta
Yeah.
decks with it.
That's kind of just what makes it bad though, right? It's like it's bad because it
Yeah,
doesn't work in the format, and that's
like you
kind of
get
the
destroyed by
Sorry, does this
panel.
deck actually pay 8 for this, or do they cheat this out?
they don't play
They
this.
don't play
No,
this
they don't
card.
play it at all. It's bad.
They
Oh,
would
right.
pay. They would pay for it.
Yes, there's no way to cheat this out. It technically you can with the Odin, but obviously you're not playing the Odin
Ooh.
in that deck.
No,
Wait,
You
is
Odin
can't.
is
kind of
Odin is Edward Newgate locked.
no
Well, I'm
shot.
saying, well, yeah. So it's locked, so you can't play it in red green. But I'm saying like
Oh.
you also just even in red green you couldn't play the Odin because it's an 8k power. So it's like you can't even do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about
So
that.
it's more just funny.
So
Like
many
maybe
angles.
there'd be like a in Wano, man. Play it in Wano, sure. Actually, it'd be kind of funny because I guess it boosts the Odin in a way. You boost the 5 cost. It's bad. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be even talking about this. It's just terrible. It's awful. But that's the kind of card I want to see, though, right? It's like I want to see like a card that gets cheated out this way, but I don't think they'll do that for this card. I think it's just supposed to be bad.
How do we feel about the 3 sweet commanders, fellas? The 3
So
sweet
I also have to read these. Let me lock in. Draw a card, gain a life.
card positive life gain. Yummers.
That's kind of insane. I mean, card neutral, but still.
No, but you gain the life, Will.
Oh my god, this is so evil.
I
That's
don't think this
fine.
card is
do
better.
That's
this?
fine.
I still don't think this card is better than Thriller Bark Angle. Maybe that's a hot take. Actually, I think out of
I
all of the
think you're
cards
playing
they've
both.
shown that look like this is the card that you would play. There's
I
a
mean,
few
I
of
think
them
you're
that
playing
are
all
kind
of
of
them
like
though.
this.
I think
Yeah,
you play
yeah,
Smoothie. I think you play
true.
Pudding. I think you play Smoothie. I think you played this so
Would you play
far.
Cracker?
Yeah. Sorry, which cracker?
The new one.
The new one, the 3 cost.
3 for 4, rest 2 Dawn, gain 1
How
life.
do I know about the cracker and you don't?
Oh, sorry.
Someone.
No, sorry. I knew about the cracker. Sorry, I meant more like I just kind of forgot that was a it was a cracker. Yeah. I mean, this one's fine too. Yeah. I don't know. It's like I think you'll play this. Like it's a 3 for 5 that just gives you a life and sometimes play this card. I think you're playing for the
Yeah,
trigger though. You're playing
I
it for
played
the
against.
trigger and the extra utility off of that, right? That's the idea.
I had the pleasure of playing it. It wasn't Yellow Linland, it was PY Pudding. And
Oh yeah.
obviously, like the main engine for offense for that deck is these 4K trigger guys, including the 3 cost Pudding, which is obviously an insanely good card, and then into 10 cost Linland. And I basically lost that match because I mean I wasn't. Maybe I could have played around this. Maybe this is my fault, but he triggered off of his first 2 or 3 life. I think he triggered 3 4Ks.
Oh,
and then play 10 cost Linlin, and I
course.
didn't die on that turn. I was 7k or 8k lead because of the Whitebeard. I didn't die on that turn, but holy moly, did they take a lot of cards from my hand, and
you were
it
shocked.
is like super like trigger bodies that become 8Ks are pretty good, very difficult to play around.
Now the question with this card though is more, what do you replace? Is there like things that you want to be
Yeah.
replacing out of this? It's like you're kind of hard pressed to replace Nami or even Borsellino in this. I think you're still playing Borsellino in this deck. Just I think you kind of have to
Yep.
just to
Borsalino, weirdly
survive.
enough, I think Borsalino is the most techy out of those generic yellow options because of the fact that you're almost always at an abundant life total rather than around 2.
It's
Hmm.
So
true.
it's much harder to play. But the thing is, Borsalino allows you to make really nice mid-game plays around Zeus in the very early game that I would argue makes him still also 1k counter 6k blocker, like literally no reason not to play him.
Oh my
I
god,
still
sorry.
think.
I'm reading like the comments under the thread, and people still don't know if it's a random trash one. It's I can't believe it. It's so rough. I mean, you know what? Can't blame people if they didn't look. It is what it is. But
Oh boy, Yellow Linlin. What
Linden's
a deck.
bad because you just
The
max the
reason
trash one. Nobody. I'm sorry. It's not that simple. It's not that simple. It's
part
random,
of
man.
the reason why I'm thinking about like timeout is because Yellow Linlin is going to be so good at this. And honestly, I think the reason why is because not only does it gain a lot of life, but the when it comes to slow play, the person that's going to be taking the most amount of time is likely the opponent. Because the board states become so convoluted for the opponent because of the life total that it can become very difficult to discern what the correct play is. In an actual like it is very difficult to figure out what to do against Yellow Linlin in a lot of the board states. Meanwhile, the Yellow Linlin is basically like I'm going to slam my biggest guy and then I'm going to leader effect, and that's basically the entire game plan for the Linlin.
Well, Linden is
Um,
is it just going to be, can I play on curve until I hit 10 cost and then just drop every 10 cost I have in the game, right? That's
yeah.
what you're doing.
And then
But that's
once you
what
drop
Yellow's
all your
doing
10
most
costs,
times
like you're
though,
playing your
anyways, right?
Marshall Teaches and you're playing your Gecko Morias and you're playing whatever. At least right now, that's what the gameplay loop is in terms of just like that's what the deck is constructed like.
I
Because
do
right now it's
wonder,
still
do you get rid of the teach? I'm just wondering like what you like get rid
Teach
of
is
at the end
pretty
of the day.
good.
But like honestly, when we get the new Katakuri, because like I'm assuming this deck is getting Katakuri as the secret rare or like some super rare, right? What that will be,
Yeah,
because I'm assuming it's an A cost, right? So I'm assuming if that's the case, will it be better than what the rest of the deck is doing, or will it be just not supplemental enough, and will we just be playing the Teach and the Moria throughout this? I think like Moria goes out first, in my opinion, but that's just obviously I'm more down on that in this deck specifically because I don't think you're playing the Zora.
I have been playing the Zoro and I like it,
I still
but
I think this card is just like you
I
don't need
think
it.
you can play basically anything and still feel pretty good about it.
Oh, probably. I don't know. I
Like
feel like this Zoro on 4 just doesn't feel like, I don't know. I don't think the extra like life matters that much. I feel like the discard from hand is a bit too stifling.
it's a little stifling, but you have so much access to card advantage. The 3 cost pudding is such an
Well,
insane card.
it's just 3 cost pudding, but like yeah, it's enough. Like the 3 cost pudding is just
It's not.
insane.
It's 3 cards is big enough that you can chain them. Like in my said pudding match, he had like all 4 of them because he almost decked himself out. Like there's just so much card draw, and then the life gain obviously takes from deck as well, and it draws cards. Like there's just so much happening there.
Yeah, but I think comparatively though, I would still like Teach more as like the life trigger option, right?
I
Being
agree.
able
I
to
think
like
I
when
like
you
Teach
hit
more
it.
than Moria.
So
I like
just for
Moria
that,
more for the angle, just to facilitate the Thriller Bark angle, but I do prefer Teach as an actual on play card for that deck.
I agree.
yeah, for an on play and just I think the trigger is a little bit better. With the negate and KO5, I think
But,
has
like
just
the one thing that I will say is like, can Teach put any 4 cost on life, or to board, or is it only Thriller Bark
it's
on
No,
life?
only
no,
Thriller
Teach
Bark
can.
or not for the sorry, the trigger is any card, but the on play only gets a Thriller Bark back.
That's right.
That's why it was.
Oh,
That's why when it was in Boa and they weren't playing any other Thriller Bark, the question was why are they doing this, and it was it's just for the trigger. That was the
Yeah.
stupid.
yeah, a little bit dumb. Yeah, I don't know. I think the commanders are good. Like just generally speaking, I think it's fine. People might be a little bit more down on them, but I think it's fine. Like I don't think there's a reason you're not playing this is the thing. I think just having the trigger be play this card is just too good to not be playing.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we just kind of maybe speed run through a few of these because I feel like they're all like fairly decent. Like the Sol's good. like blocker, 4/6
Yeah.
blocker, searches top 3, trash the rest. Just decent. Like I don't think you're not playing this. Um, Green
Nami is
Nami
very
is pretty
good.
cool. I mean, sorry, Elbaf Nami is just a trash 1, draw 2. That's
I
good.
wish I hope my deck gets something like this. I mean I think I just hope Whitebeard gets a searcher or something like this. One searcher that's a top 3 basically feels like gambling every match.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Get a Kinemon or something, you know, like get one of these cards. It feels much better.
Yeah.
Again, the Cracker's good, I think, just generically. The Chopper, what a power creep, man. What a power creep to the
What a
monkey, the
chopper.
Luffy.
This chopper is insanely good.
It's so good.
I also
Stupid. It's
big
so
fan of the art.
dumb.
Chopper's very cute. What a goat.
Well, I've heard it like
Um,
Chopper is now cute slop, or it's like he is just
yeah.
he's turned
What happened
Chopper slop,
what happened
but
to Cool Chopper? Cool
yeah.
Chopper. Back in Water 7 Ennie's lobby. Cool Chopper.
I don't know. I do miss old Chopper a bit more, but I
I
mean
miss
I'm
like
not gonna.
monster form chopper. I want to see more of those.
They made in monster form. It's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Separate issue. That neither here nor there. This being a 2K with unblockable, that's just better than the 2-cost Luffy and Yamato makes me a little bit angry, but I mean, power creep,
Some of
man,
these
power creep.
Some of these 2Ks in the Elbaf Luffy deck genuinely look like they're made from like somebody custom made these like for a custom deck because of how playable they are. Like
Yeah.
they provide so much utility. And say, honestly, I feel the exact same way about the current selection of Shanks 2Ks. But I love it. First of all, I love playable 2K. Like 2K is becoming more playable is actually a really interesting function of the game to me. I really enjoy 2K
I
becoming too
like the
playable.
option
I'm a little
of
worried some of these are too good. Like maybe this
being able to put
chopper is a
more.
little bit annoying to play against.
But it's only in
But
Black
like
though. This is only in like Black Luffy, the new one, right? Basically.
yeah,
So it's
no,
not like it's
I
a
really
huge
like
deal, but
I really like Hongo and Zoro. I know.
yeah.
I mean, if you're one of those decks that gets hosed by this, I know this is going to sound a little
You
bit
know what?
biased, but like I actually think the card design is great,
I think
specifically
the
on the Hongo.
Zoro. I think the Zoro's a little bit too good for a 2K.
I
I
think the
think it
Zoro
not
is a
being once
little
per
bit
turn is
too
a bit
good.
fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. It not being once per turn makes me a little bit scared of like leaders that just trash way too willy nilly. Of well, now I actually have
Mm.
no effect removal and
Oh,
there's nothing you
I
can
was
do.
talking about the green Zoro from the starter deck
Oh! I think
for
with
the
the Black
Shanks
Zoro.
2Ks. No,
Yeah.
I agree about your black Zoro pick, but
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
the green selection, like if you're one of those decks that gets a little bit hosed, I think that the green Zoro is very efficient.
The one cost Green
But
Zoro, yeah.
I think the Hongo is actually in a really nice spot because like
Yeah.
ultimately it's a very very strong 2K, but like your opponent is giving up potentially a more developing play to play this to hose your game plan, and this is just something you have to think about, right?
And you know what?
Is
The best part
how
about
do you
this
play the
though
long game?
is that Hongo doesn't draw a card. What? It doesn't draw you a card when you play? There's no way.
Well, it does give you Dawn. It's pretty close. Like
I know.
it's as
But
close
still,
as they can like make it.
it makes me a little bit less angry to be like, oh, at least it's not like card neutral like every other card in this deck. But
Yeah, but that's I actually really like playable 2Ks becoming an option, and I know I've been kind of trashing on the Whitebeard Pirates a lot in these podcasts, but the Inarashi Nekomamushi is one of those cards. It's a very good 2K. I mean, you don't use it very often, and you can't use it at all against opponents that never play a 10K because it's really very strong with the 10 cost beard. But you can rush the 10 cost beard for 9 Dawn if you really want to give it the 2 cards. You can also, if you need to, in a pinch, I was saying this to, I think you, Matt, yesterday, is you can play the Nekomamushi Inarashi off of the Kozuki Odin for free
yeah.
to give it self-rush, essentially making it a 7 for 8 rusher,
Now the question is
which
how playable that
is a
happens
thing.
to sometimes. Like it's not amazing rates, but
That probably will never happen.
But it's a funny thing of like, well, I need one more swing just to get through, and maybe it does come in occasionally, right? I think it has a couple of very funny niche applications, so I do like it too. I think it's
I
pretty
think
funny.
the giving rush to the Whitebeard is the slightly less niche option, despite the fact that it depends on how your opponent is playing the game. But nonetheless, it's a playable. It's probably the worst of the playable 2Ks that we've seen in every deck so far here. But like, it's there. Like, I totally respect it.
Yeah.
Gerd is also like playable 2K McGee. Like, very,
Gerd
very
is
good.
insane.
And,
The
and
Gerd is
so is the
crazy.
Fugar.
Yeah,
The thing about the Fugar,
you have to play it. Right?
I
Like,
think the Fugar is super playable as well, but the reason why they won't play it is because they currently have like 3 2Ks that do the same thing but better. So there's not a lot of upside to playing it over something else, but it is if they're for some reason they lose access to the 1 cost Zoro, they would probably play this Fugar.
or who's Fugar?
Fugar
Fugar?
is
No, you don't know Fugar,
it's
bro.
sorry. Also though, this is locked to Shanks, so it's
Okay.
it's a bit more of an issue there. But I feel like this could have been like not locked and still be fine. But
Yeah.
it is if your leader, when attacking, if your leader is red-haired pirates type, press it to one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 2 or less, then on KO, draw 1 card. I like it. I mean, I think it's a decent
one
card. On KO being
Decent.
1 for 2 as well, yeah. But it's just when attacking to have this on the character is maybe a little bit too niche. I do like the on KO though. I think that's definitely the strongest part of the card. It's like, oh, at least you re-ramp off of or redraw off of it being attacked into, which will usually happen. Or maybe it's a disincentivization to do it, but
But
yeah,
it's a
not
very
playable.
interesting card to say the least. I think the issue is like it's good. It's just the issue is that the
Green
green
has too
2K
much, yeah.
selection is so unbelievably strong right now that there's like basically no reason to play this.
hmm
But yeah, I love playable 2Ks.
Yeah.
That's my segment.
No, I agree.
I'm a big fan.
I like having a bit more diversity in that option specifically. I like it more in the game in general. I do like things being playable in other decks besides like Bark. I think that was a bit more rough. But yeah, I think 2Ks is a slot that makes it much more fun to be like, oh, actually, do I need more of an like is it in red? It's like the Uda. Do I care about the Sabo Luffy? Would I rather have a utility 2K instead? Or like a chopper blocker as well is better in some decks, like in the VV, right? It's more playable. It's really interesting. But did we ever talk about the page 1, the Alta page 1? You go quick about that one.
I
It's bad.
feel as the Kaido player, I can give a spiel.
Sure.
Yeah.
It feels like it. I get everyone's like, oh, but it works with leader effect. You kill a 5K. I'm like, I get it. It feels incredibly. I think the word is like non-conducive to what has been shown to us already as like a hey, ramp into something good, and then this one saying, hey, on the turn where you want to ramp, like on with your king, here's another 6 cost, and it's like, well, if this is for after, like this is like a Roger playing like past 10, he plays the Gabon to draw cards, right? Like that doesn't happen because it's bad. This is incredibly underwhelming, especially considering that we don't have like a 4 cost, like or anything good that's lower cost to get out in addition to this on that turn. Like any turn this comes out on, it's underwhelming. You know what I mean?
No. I think this is insane. Definitely too broken for the format. Kaido did not need this. That's insane.
Anyway, right into broken.
You
We
need
have
this.
only at page 1 today that hypothetically. Yeah.
Is it worse than the Green Zoro? A question for another time.
Green Zora.
Oh, is it from last? The very bad Green Zoro.
Oh, that Green Zora. Yeah, it actually is worse than that.
Yeah, no, it's pretty fine. Like I don't
It's
know,
pretty
it's like
bad.
Ultimate One is like so inoffensive that it's just like you probably just don't even play it. But I mean, maybe you have
It's
to.
probably for other decks more so than Kaido. That's what
Yeah,
I'd say.
Nico Robin. Sorry, again, quick fire round. Nico Robin is I think pretty good for a 2K. Just
Pretty
not
good.
2K, but for a 2 cost for the Black Leafy deck. Can't wait for
Yeah,
the alt
they have
art.
so many to choose from too,
Yeah,
and it's true. It's getting an third.
yeah, and Howling Gab is just a card that I think not gonna see play at all. It's just such a bad rate. A cost, banish, rest of the character. Just compared to every other card, I think I'd rather play a 7
Not good
cost
enough.
Van Beckman on this turn instead. You know what I mean? It's like there's no reason to play this card. There's no reason.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
And the deck is consistent enough that it doesn't need redundancy in this effect. Not that even, and I'm not even sure. Like even if it was an inconsistent deck, I don't think they would want consistency in this effect. I don't.
Yeah,
think
it's
good
terrible.
enough.
There's no reason around it. Just legitimately zero reason. But that's why it would be broke in Broker Broken, which I guess that's my segue. How y'all feeling about Broker
Oh,
Broken?
I'd love to.
All right. You know what? We're back to any color now. We've gone through one of every color. Is there one that you guys want to see?
I feel like a purple card is a bit overdue. I don't know when we do a purple card.
Yes, you do a purple card. That was the
Which one of them?
Nico Robin. It was the Nico Robin one that was I think
That
the first broken. I think that was the first broken.
yeah. Let's do another purple card. Let's see if you learned your lesson.
I think so. This might be a bit more for the Aaron heads here. This is a purple Hitokiri Kamazo.
Let's
Ooh.
go. Let's go. Let's go.
This is
Let's
a
go.
6 cost for AK power with no counter and the type Kid Pirates.
Yes. Let's go, dude. Let's
This is
go.
a once per turn. If a Dawn card on your field is returned, your leader gains plus 1k power this turn and gains a Rested Dawn. It also has on play, your leader gains banish this turn.
Sorry, it doesn't get you the Dawn back. It just gives him 1,000 more power and a rested Dawn, so like 2,000 more total.
That
Uh,
is so sick. I
It's kind of
love it
cool.
so much. I love you're gonna hate me for this, but I love the fact that it's an 8K power because currently the RP kid angle is the 8K power Whitebeard Pirates. That's like the thing. So this is like super duper playable inside of that build because now you can really get the double attack banish going on this really silly leader. One thing that they've never done in this game that they have in like Magic is like Voltron. I think RP Kid is like the closest thing we've had to Voltron, and I think it would be so funny if there was actually a Voltron leader. I approve. I approve. This card is sick.
I like the way it sounds too. Like it's not just get the Dawn back is active.
Yeah,
It's
there is
actually
some
like
gameplay
unique.
if your curve gets interacted with or you don't see curve, there's like actually drop offs to this card. It's not like you're just slamming this every time. Obviously, there's other cards that are good in the 6 Dawn slot that are playable. So you're thinking about those as well. But yeah, this is great.
yes, the one thing
Big
about
fan.
this was there is no 6 cost kid pirate type in purple at the very. I think there's neither. I think there is 0 6 cost kid pirate types in colors. But the 8K
Wow,
power was meant to go with the new gate. That was the that
you're a
was
genius.
the impetus for this. So yeah, I figured it'd be kind of interesting. It's not playable. I think the one problem is like it's not playable off of the 7 cost restand. Is that what is the play a 5 cost from
Yes.
hand kid?
It's not a restand
Which
guy, but yeah, it plays the 5 bucks. Yeah.
not the restand, but it plays the restand guy from hand. But that's the one issue with it. But obviously, I think just overall, I think just giving it a 6 Dawn play would be a little bit more fun. Give it a
Yeah.
little try. So how are we feeling? Broken?
I think
Fine.
it's actually perfect. I think
I
it's
think
in
it's
the right
perfect.
spot.
It's beautiful. Even if it's like this, I don't think anything will make this deck good, but like this is like actually good. But yeah,
Yeah,
good.
it's a little bit too
Yeah.
niche, yeah. Sadly. The most playable it's gotten was the 10 cost Shanks angle. I'm kidding. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah.
Uh
Holy.
all right. You know what? Maybe I will just throw out a character then. We'll throw out the ooh.
Hmm.
Maybe we'll try to give a little bit
I
of
like
red.
black.
No, you know what? You want black?
I mean, it is my color.
All right,
Like,
then we'll go with the black 10 cost Kobe.
can we switch? I don't like.
Well, sorry, buddy. Already started. It's a 10 cost, 12k
I,
power with no counter with the type Navy Sword. It has a
mm,
your turn. When a character or leader you control attacks, give -1 cost to one of your opponent's characters. Then activate main once per turn. Negate one character's effects until the end of this turn. Then rest one of your opponent's character cost 0 or lower characters.
sorry. Can you? Sorry. So every time
Well,
a character attacks, it gives something -1,
Yep.
and then once per turn you can negate something, and then rest is 0 cost.
Yep.
I want to say so. The negate obviously is good. The
yeah.
resting at 0 cost, I think, gets you basically no value because you would have already attacked. So if you have like 2 blockers, let's say, they would just use the blocker
Well,
before you can possibly
hold
rest it.
on. In
Right?
Kobe, of course, once you turn a character sideways, like if you go at board with all of your other guys, give something -5, which is theoretically enough. When you go to rest something, the 12K will have character rush, I guess.
Oh, true. Dude, it's been so long, man. I don't even know what Kobe does. I'm assuming just character stuff. I don't know. I mean, it's probably good. I don't know enough about Kobe. Like, black's my color, Kobe aside. Basically, is what I mean.
No Navy, except for Navy Slop in Black
Except
Moria.
for Navy Swap and Moria, but like red black navy, ew. Except for Gar, but like other than that, it's like ew.
Yeah, I think this could have hit like a higher costed character is the one thing that I'm looking at now and
No, I
thinking,
think if it's too high, then you run into an issue where like it's just so because Kobe's already pretty good at prolonging the game a little bit. It's just like the 10 costs with character rush, with also the negate, and then being able to rest something every turn, like will end up in a position where your opponent doesn't really get to play anything. It gets negated and then rested and then killed like immediately.
yeah.
I think you want to keep like these sort of like repeatable rest effects either have to come like especially if they're like any size have to come at like a bad rate or something like that or a bad cost or they can't be repeatable. Like, you know what I mean?
hmm
Hmm.
Now, I think the other big issue with this though is like Kobe minus cost is not really a thing at all.
That's right.
I think the impetus behind this was going to be just maybe give Kobe some kind of. This is a long time ago. I actually don't remember anymore. But I think that the idea behind this was give Kobe another way of trying to interact with board. But I think the bigger issue comes down to in a real match, you're never actually playing this card down, like ever. Um, 10 cost is just too high of a of a body to actually play down in this deck unless it did
Yeah.
something like kind of crazy, like more crazy than this for
Or get
sure.
you Dawn's back or something. Like you need
Uh,
to, you know.
and Kobe, that was never the issue. It was more like I think Kobe right now is trying to fight the meta off with its just ability to deal with like the lower power guys in general, right?
Mhm.
So
Decent to limit.
10 cost is like just maybe in the new meta it would be a bit more playable, but like I just think in general it's not exactly like this card just has very little it going for it at the moment. But yeah, honestly, I think I've learned through this is like it's hard to balance a 10 cost. It is very hard unless like you give it utility beside a 10 cost or make it just insanely broken.
You look at the Kaido, you know, Popper 10 cost. I mean, that thing, it feels so bad to play down, but you basically have to.
Yeah, for sure. But it feels better, I think, in Kaido because you're ramping to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, but even then, like, if you ramp too fast, they don't have a, they like, your pop is underpowered. Like, it'll hit like a 5 or a 4. Because they'll have like a 7, 5, a 7 and a 4 or something, and you have to pop the 4. Or it's just like, it's just, man. 10 costs are so, like, but you know, balancing a 9 cost, oh baby. Like, that's free money right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at the queen, man. That shit is insane. I think that queen is really good. I've given it a second thought, and it's like, wow, that card is nuts.
Okay, yeah. So I would say though, none of these bannable. None of these are bannable cards. Is the
Nope.
what I would say fairly either
Yeah.
underpowered or a little bit too not in
Too
decks are like good
efficient.
enough to play. But now I do want to say about banned cards. Uh,
Mhm.
but I talked about this a little bit earlier on. I think that there's not many cards on the ban list right now, or like the pair bans and stuff. But I think most of them can come off in some way. I think Borsino like is more just a card that should be
Uh-huh.
banned entirely, and Nami is a card that I think is a bit too problematic as a card for card design. But I think honestly between Reject, Gecko Moria, RP Law, and then the pair bans between Katakuri and the Charlotte cards and Luffy, I think could come off.
I don't know. I don't know about.
I
I don't really have any urge to see RP Law back. Even if it doesn't end up being that great, I don't really want to play against it, truth be told. I
But
think it's
people said the same thing about Sakazuki though, and then that came back and saw no play.
um yeah, but Sakazuki, it's still missing. It was missing, at the time was Gecko Moria and then also like Ice Age stuff. I don't know. I think it was definitely weird, right? It's hard to tell if it's good because it's missing all of those things that made that sort of deck good.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't have any urgency to see Reject back. Truth be told, I don't really want to see that
I mean,
card
it's all
anymore.
did be back for much longer.
That's
Like
fair, but
Reject was gone soon. I mean, I
four
my
Dawn to deal 1 damage is pretty good.
yeah, but I mean, like, couldn't you also like, is it just added to hand or do they take the damage?
It's
Um,
add to hand, yeah. Deal one damage is add to hand. It's not. It was a trash to life if it was sent to trash. So
What does it actually do? Doesn't it like hit both P players
so
or something? There's
this is if your
something.
opponent has one life card, deal one damage to your opponent, then add one card from the top of your life card to your hand.
yeah,
I think that's like fine. It's only if they have the one life card. Like you can counterplay reject in the same way that you could have counterplayed other cards.
but
Like
I know you guys think about like Roger, like like this is
No,
sort
this is
of
just Will, man.
a
This is
little
just
bit
Will.
difficult, a little bit more difficult to counterplay than Roger. That's sort of like the idea.
it's more difficult to counterplay than Roger.
Yeah.
I guess yeah, because with Roger it's like don't put him down to one, and this it's don't put yourself down to one, which is harder because
Yeah, and 1 is obviously harder than 0,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Because sometimes you're going to be forced, like you're going to be in those positions where it's like you don't really have a blocker, or your opponent's like swings really tall at your 2 life, and maybe you're low on cards, maybe you just really want to draw this life for some reason, but you actually just can't because then you lose to Reject.
Here's what I will say though, like some of these decks, like let's say like we'll take a yellow slop deck right now. Like let's just say Nami, right? Like if Nami wants to play Reject, that's a card they have to remove. Like they have to take out other cards to do that.
I wonder
And
if
it's
Nami would
like
play this if it had it.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
bet
It's
you.
like
I bet you
what?
Linlin would play this probably.
Linlin would definitely play
Because
this
Linlin
card.
really wants to stall out some of that early pressure and the KO. Because once again, obviously, this KO is a 5 cost just straight up. It's Shigan on top of the
Mhm.
burn.
Is
It
it like
also
an
has a
evil?
trigger.
It's
It's
the
not a
trigger's not
good
as good,
trigger.
obviously. Yeah, it's just
The
trouble
trigger is
card.
not good, but the fact that it has a trigger is relevant for a
This
fair
is more
amount.
like Dan Punk though, right? This is more like
But it
Dan Punk
matters
was meant
for like
as a card that was
but you can
replacing this
search
for
it.
the KO part, but
About like the Linlin deck can play like I mean they probably won't, but like Lilith Searcher, Darashi, like they can choose to say I'm gonna play an incredibly like optimized searching deck.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just
And
more like I'm more wondering though is how much does like the one damage actually like really win you games like half the time, and it's like
I think
probably a couple times, but I feel like this overall is not a card that would be like the most toxic. But I think the problem with it is just yellow in general is a toxic strategy at the moment, and it would be kind of annoying to play against because I think yellow itself is kind of annoying in a
I
way,
think it's
right?
just gonna create like specifically with Linlin some weird board states where like you're at 2 life and then she plays 10 cost and burns you down to 1, holds up maybe even holds up all of her 4 costs, and then goes reject you down to 0, like 5, 8, 8, 8, 8, 12.
yeah,
And
and then
you don't really if you don't have removal for 3 cost 4Ks, you don't have a interaction point there. If they
mhm.
just don't turn them sideways on the turn they play Linlin and they
Mhm.
burn you entirely down to 0. And of course, reject only costs 4, so the split is it would look
It's
more
better,
like
yeah.
9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 12, or something like that.
Well, you're
And
at 0.
you would be hard pressed to counter that even if you were a 7K lead. You would have to have both 7K lead and card advantage,
And a
probably.
blocker maybe. Or just blocker
Yeah, and a
instead.
blocker because the 12K
Now,
is still coming in at the end.
Mhm.
And I think that's going to become very toxic. I also, once again, not in a hurry to see yellow get better.
Yeah.
Not in a hurry.
Again, this is
I will
more,
say
I think, under the impression of just I don't think that reject is a card that would be like insanely broken in by itself. I just think like the yellow package
Yeah.
is maybe like too annoying. Like this is more like it'd be annoying to play against reject right now. And I think that's like the problem with RP Law for you as well. It's just like these are annoying cards that you just don't want to see. No, like not the fact that I think they're not playable maybe because I don't know if RP Law would actually be playable if it was back in like in the meta.
I think it probably would.
Yeah, but the thing
Probably
is
would.
though, I've not seen like anyone play this card or like play this deck in a long time, and
Maybe we
legitimately,
gotta
I feel like
boot it up.
we're maybe overstating how much RP Law would do in this current meta or like the
I
meta
wonder,
coming up.
honestly, that could be something fun to do later today. Is maybe try and make an RP Law deck that's like good.
Yeah,
Obviously though, we're at the point where block 1 is rotated, so we don't have access to both. Don't quote me on this. We don't have access to both Gordon and Raise Max.
I mean you have
Gordon
like
would go 1,
no, you still have
right?
Raise Max is 2, I
No,
think,
you
right?
still have Raise Max, but the deck used to have Gordon and Raise Max.
Sure, but isn't there like other cards like this? You have Building Snake. You have the same ones. It's
Oh
like
yeah,
a
sorry, you
Building
have Building
Snake.
Snake. Yeah, excuse me.
You have
Yeah,
other
yeah.
ones too. It's not a big
I
deal.
totally forgot about Building Snake. Yeah, you're all
But
good.
it'd be fun to play though. That'd be fun to try out because I feel like RP Law versus like a PNL would be kind of funny to see maybe just what they can do.
I think that would be a stomp for RP Law. I think that's actually probably his best matchup, right? Because like his leader effect, Nat kills all of his vassals, and then he also is like the minus power deck, right? So he has really good options into clearing 6 cost Anel. I'm
Oh.
not sure how Anel is going to get out of
Oh, sorry,
that.
what do you mean 6 now? What do you mean?
Like the secret Anel.
Oh, wait, how are you removing that? So say that again.
No, it's because Law
Like
is
turning
like
it sideways,
minus
or what's
power.
the?
Yeah, it's a minus power removal deck, right? So
Yeah.
he'll just clear all the blockers and then just play Gordon. Gordon -3 has a billion 5Ks.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 Gordons.
I don't know. I feel like this is just
Also
I don't know
Ace
if it actually
Sabo
matters as much.
That
Yeah.
gets Ace Sabo, so you can have like a billion of this
No,
-3
Ace is really
effect.
good.
And then you have obviously Black Maria was not a thing in West. So you can have Black Maria so that you don't ever have to. I mean, Black Maria would not help in the Enel matchup, but
Sorry, what is that? Is it like match your opponent's Dawn, or is it +5, or what was
it's
like?
it's +5, then go back down. So basically, you get the
Okay.
leader effect from
Gotcha.
because you'll minus those Dawns and then go back down to whatever your opponent's at.
I think you're a bit too scared of this this deck. I don't think it's actually as good as what you think
I
it
don't
is at the
know.
moment.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't try it out.
We'll
That'd be
see.
kind of fun to do. But I think I do want to talk more about like Gecko Moria and the Linlin and Blurple pair bands. Because I feel like legitimately Gecko Moria could come back, and it would not see any like much if any play. And I
I
feel like
agree.
it's the same for Katakuri and Linlin. I don't know. I'm not even sure if you played Katakuri and
I
Linlin
think
in that
that's
deck.
mostly in terms of Gecko I think that's mostly. I think a lot of the black decks would try it or try to like or even play it in the end. But I think the issue is just basically there's no
What
black
black
decks.
deck? Yeah, what black?
Yeah,
What do you
there's
even?
basically no
Yeah.
black decks in the format. The only black decks that exist, like really, are like Emu maybe. That's a little bit of a stretch. Yamato, Teach, Croc.
So right now,
And
all I see is currently for
all
black
of
decks
those
that
would
are in
not
the.
change their deck lists to do that.
I think it'd be funny to play in Yamato because you get back the Kinemon as a 4 cost. It would be kind of funny to give it Rush.
Yeah, maybe it's.
That'd be interesting, but
Oh,
I don't think
that's
it's good.
cute.
I
That's
don't think
so
it's good
cute.
though. Is the problem? I don't think it's like good enough. And Yamato, obviously, I think it wouldn't change the playability of Yamato. Where Croc is like, you have the Robin. Like, do you care? You miss all Sunday. It's just better. It's better than It's searchable. It's just better than that deck. And then Teach is like, do you ever need to bring back 2 guys more so than just playing 8 cost Teach for the life gain?
I
I don't
actually think
know.
Teach maybe there's some nicheties in there, like bring
You
back
can
the
bring back
Sunhwan
the
Wolf,
Van.
which
Yeah,
is
Salmon Wolf.
cute.
Yeah, sorry, I was Van Augur. No, the Salmon Wolf.
Well, no,
Yeah,
you
is the
get
best one.
Sunhwan Wolf and Van Augur.
Yeah, you get both. Yeah, maybe, I
That's
guess
kind of
maybe.
I think that would be good in actually honestly that sounds very good. I'm not sure how
But I think it's not
if
searchable
I'm
though.
missing something. It's not searchable, you're right.
And I think it's only on the 8 cost play. Like you're not playing it after because I feel like the 10 cost play is a little bit better afterwards, right? So it's like
Uh-huh.
it's you're only really playing this on 8 Dons or if you whiff a 10 cost each turn, right? I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd only be in that one deck, and even so, I don't think it's like that broken where like it's an auto 4 of. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then the main one I think is just the pair band between Blurple and like the Charlotte cards. It can come back. It can come back. Legitimately, I don't know if like the 6 cost treatment actually matters anymore. Like 6 cost is not like the rate it used to be, right? I don't
Uh-huh.
think Katakuri is the blocker it used to be. Like this card is basically just dead water most times. I think
Yep.
the only reason it's good in like decks like you know, the purple Katakuri is because you have like the 5 cost Katakuri, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
So there's like a reason to play it, but even then though, it's like the 10 cost Lin is like kind of like the main portion of that, and I don't think purple is playing 10 cost Lin ever, right? Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I think purple can get it back. I think that's like my big spiel about these cards. Like I think Regis and Law I think are more annoying, but I think they can come back because I don't think they're actually strong enough to be as oppressive as they were. It's just that yellow is annoying and Rupee Law is like a card that makes people very scared because like obviously this deck is like the boogeyman of of its format of its time. And then Moria, I think, just doesn't do enough currently for any
Hey,
black
listen,
deck.
it's true, but I do like the deck. Like Moria is a fun deck to play. If you're not just trigger spamming, like if you actually build it with a game plan in mind that isn't just take a bunch of life, hopefully it hit triggers. Like the deck has some cool stuff it can do. Its leader effect is kind of unique, I think. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Makes me sad that Moria's like fallen out of favor and people are like, oh, it's so lame, but like you're just not playing it in the cool way.
Has anyone said
Yeah.
anything about Moria ever?
Yeah, you just said Moria. You literally just said
I
Moria.
was talking about ACOS Moria. I was never talking about BY.
I mean, same applies. Same
Sorry.
applies.
No, legitimately, you took that and just ran with, oh, yeah, you meant BY Moria. You're so BY Moria
He's
filled,
like
man.
he's my goat, and everyone slanders my goat like all the time.
Yep.
I don't know. I think ACOS can come back for those decks, you know? It's kind of searchable, I guess, now, in a way, so... And you know what? Even when those decks were like playing it, like if you look at so many black decks, there's just not really a reason to play this over so many of the other ACOS cards. Or like in BY Moria, if we were talking about BY Moria, I think you're playing the 9 cost over this, like the 9 cost Boa. I think you're playing the 8 cost Yellow Moria over this in that deck. I don't think there's a reason to play it. Or as a 4 of at least. Maybe a 2 of, but overall, I don't think they need to play it. It can come back.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
You know, here's a small like thing I saw on Twitter, and this is about proxies. There are so many people in this game who are very upset about people using proxies.
Why?
Really?
Yeah.
Is
So
there an argument here?
there was a whole discussion about people saying, yeah, if someone at my locals was playing proxies, I would call a judge on them
At your locals.
at local level. Yeah, this is like
How big is this person's locals?
There's no way it would be over. Usually it's like max 30, right?
I think once you get to like 40 or 50 and then the prize pool is good, maybe you start to care. I don't know.
No,
I would never care. If I was playing in an official tournament, I still wouldn't care because I care about the player's skill, not the amount of money in their wallet, of course.
That's
Actually,
true.
you know what?
And
Here's
their
a hot take.
accessibility
Actually,
to
here's a
cards.
better hot take. I think that proxies should be allowed at the tournament level. I'd be fine with like proxies at tournaments.
I would be too.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that there's obviously like a economic problem.
It's more for
like,
Bandai. That's the problem. Is like
it's a
Bandai would
bus-
stop
yeah,
it, but
it's
at
a business,
locals,
right?
but
No,
at
like I would say
locals,
up to
what is that?
anything but regionals and beyond. Actually, maybe even at regionals, but like below stuff where it's like Bandai's actively there. Like you could put a banana on the table and tell me it's a Dawn, and I wouldn't care. Like,
I might
Alright,
care.
next time I
Nah,
play
actually,
you,
yeah.
next time I play you, I'm gonna have 4 bananas on the table.
-1 banana. All right. No, I just don't understand the proxy like debate. I think the reason people get mad about this stuff is that people spend money on cards and they are upset that other
Yeah.
people do not spend the same money that they did for
It's
playing a
true.
deck.
No, I spend the money because I love playing cards and I like having the real cards. But I also play with proxies all the time.
I mean,
I do both.
here's what I can tell you. It's like the only people I've ever seen complain about both the rules of the card game and saying how this is stupid and doesn't make any sense, and about proxies are yellow players. And I think that's
Whoa,
because
whoa,
Yo, what a
whoa.
hot take! What are
No,
you
listen,
saying?
Where did you find this correlation?
That was such a
where
weird.
because every single time that I have been in or seen a game, this is only in person. I'm excluding any online or whatever.
Sure.
Like for example, once at one of the locals I was at, what I can't remember what leader it is. But they had a thing where when you kill an opponent's character, it was Ace. Ace. Remember how it was like when his characters die, he draws a card or something?
Yeah, that's right.
They like trashed his character or something, which didn't cause him to draw a card.
Sure.
And he was like, "That doesn't make any sense. This shouldn't work. This shouldn't do that." And I was like, okay. I was like, I've never seen an Ace player complain that their deck isn't strong enough, which is crazy. That was the only time I've seen it not from a yellow player. Every other time, it's been like, force heal this, force heal that, and then it's like, they go to play Bourse, they didn't read it right, and they're like, oh, this is stupid, they complain that it should just heal you always, because you, like, the condition is so free. It's crazy, they're complaining that they're winning, it's just ridiculous, like, same about proxies, because their SRs cost $40 a pop, so, like...
That's true. That, actually, I
They're
can
secret
understand
rares,
that.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, basically every card in a yellow deck is like $50 or more.
Yeah.
Yellow
Like,
aside, though.
Imagine being a yellow player, and you're like, alright, 4 of Nami, 4 of Bourse, 4 of Teach, and then suddenly you're poor.
Nami's down, I think, now, but yeah, no, it's still like, yeah, no, honestly.
Well, whatever it is, multiply it by 4. It's
This table's
not
pretty
nothing.
messed up, but that's like every sorry, but that's like every card in this card game, man. Like there's
No.
it's gotten so expensive in every single color.
Yeah, there was a really good
like
I mean, they used to be way more expensive, of course, than this, but
course.
there was a golden age in like 09 where basically everything except for like top secret rares was expensive.
I mean,
Or say with-
I would say
Round
08. It was not 09. I think 09's where it started. 09 was like the big set that got people like really invested
guess
in like
09, 08.
investing in it, right? I don't know.
What was the, like,
Because 09 was
like,
expensive
Rayleigh
too,
the
right?
only,
09 was like a 200 off rip, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that again, it
So-
used to be like 150.
getting
Like I remember 08 was like 150 for a long time. It's like
getting
150,
singles
130.
for 09 was not expensive.
I think when it's coming out though, but like look at it now, it's like that was the set. It's like, oh, manga Luffy, manga, all this other shit, you know, the big set,
Yeah, lots of mangoes.
a lot of the mangoes. It's just I don't like the state where everything's gotten as expensive as it is. Like the expenses of I think every color. Yellow is one that I think just for generically, some of the staples are definitely more expensive than other decks.
For
But
sure.
like, but in general though, I think just every part of the card game is expensive now, and forcing someone who wants to try out a new deck at like, you know, at a locals in person and saying, "Hey, buddy, are these officially licensed Bandai cards?" You know, I think makes me upset. I think that's not a fair assumption to give players. If you care about that kind of stuff, please go outside. Please like talk with your family. You know, just relax, calm down, take a Xanax. I don't know.
Become a bit more grounded in life.
Yeah, get some ground death. I don't know, just to relax a
Yeah,
bit more.
Sometimes it's not even a money thing. Like I know people who have had to run like proxy ground death is like one of the things that happens.
It's a
to most
classic.
proxies.
It's a
It's like
classic.
you literally can't find the card. It's like it doesn't exist.
I got
Yeah,
lucky at like
I need,
the show we
I
went
still
to.
need more ground up.
I got lucky at
The
the show and
show-
I found like 4. Yeah, I found all 4 of mine. But like it's like $10 though. It's like $10 a pop. I'm like, do I?
The only way to to get cards is going to a card show these
Yeah,
days.
but the problem
There's
is though, it's
no
like if you
way.
just want to play at locals and you don't want to spend money on like a deck that like might only last for like a format, like do you care? Like if you're not going to regionals, right? Do you actually care? Like why do you care about this kind of stuff? Why does it matter that someone else is not like as invested in like spending money on a card game to play the card game? You know, it's like maybe I want to like have a good time and just play a new deck like once in a while, you know, and not have to just, like
Yeah.
try to find cards that like are, you know, $30 a pop. Spend over like $500 on a deck that like I'll play for a little bit and like maybe just not play again. State
Yeah.
of the game, man. State of the game, and certain people just gotta relax, man. Gotta calm down. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming out. Thanks once again. Appreciate it.